Many of you have heard of the dark night of the soul. The term comes from the 16th century mystic St. John of the Cross, who described a period of deep spiritual emptiness, disconnection, and despair that ultimately leads to union with the divine. What this could look like in our, physical reality is someone would say, "Oh, you look depressed," or, you're not wanting to get out of bed, or you've lost motivation and passion for things that you once had, okay? And many around you would probably say, "Oh, you need to go see a doctor, you're just depressed," and then they would probably give you medication. But please, this is deeper, because spiritually, it's actually when the old self, the old attachments or ego-driven foundations are actually being stripped away. Everything that you thought gave you stability, such as relationships, beliefs, identity, or even your sense of God or the universe, suddenly feels like it's crumbling. This is not punishment. It's purification and transformation. You are forced to release illusions and face the void so you can rebuild from a more authentic, soul-aligned place. So your old foundations, the illusions, literally crumble away because you have to build a new foundation with God. This is how we co-create here. From your true, aligned, authentic self. That is the highest vibration. It actually surpasses the vibration of love. That's how powerful your true, authentic soul self is, and how you can co-create with God to create the life that you desire here, okay? So in short, it's the death of the false self so the true self can emerge. So the dark night of the soul hits us at our root chakra. The root chakra is the energy center. It's the foundation. It's where our safety and security, basic survival needs such as home, food, finances, stability, belonging and family, community foundations, and just trust in life itself. The dark night of the soul often hits right at this level first, because if your foundation is cracked, the rest of your being has no choice but to reconfigure. It collapses the illusion of external security so you can root yourself in spiritual truth and inner resilience instead. This is our connection to God or divine source. Some examples when this is happening is like losing a home, relationship, or job. It also is a feeling of being unsafe or ungrounded, or actually being betrayed, which makes you confront where your trust was placed. And then the collapse forces you to find security within in your connection with divine, source, God, spirit, however you resonate. Not just in the material or external world, but like in your inner, because it's the inner world that you are working on. So every dark night at the soul begins at the root, because your old foundation has to fall apart before you can rebuild. So it's kind of like that saying, you have to give up your old life for your new life. Then as you go deeper into the dark night of the soul, which can last years, sometimes 20 years, sometimes 10 years, sometimes, you're just starting out and it's been only going on for 5 years. But the deeper you go into the process, the more of your chakras will be affected. So at the root chakra, we're looking at the collapse. At the sacral chakra, we would be looking at like the grief and emotions. And then the solar plexus is the ego death. And then the heart chakra is breaking that open to live only from your, heart center. And then we have the throat chakra, the voice awakens, the third eye, the veil will lift, and the crown chakra is the reunion back to divine source, the creator, okay? So the root chakra is the fall, and then the crown chakra is the rise. Everything in between is the journey of like stripping away the false and reclaiming your soul's truth. This is the journey to enlightenment. It is not pretty. It's not love and light only version that people like to advertise. It's not like butterflies, kittens, and roses. It's raw, messy, and it is painful. It tears away everything false, the masks, the illusions, the things that you thought kept you safe. It forces you to walk blindfolded through the shadows of fear, loss, betrayal, grief, and emptiness. It strips you so bare that the only thing left is your soul's truth. Enlightenment isn't all light. It's becoming whole by embracing both your light and your darkness. It's navigating the darkness, the shadows, with courage until you realize the darkness was also like guiding you. Enlightenment is not born from escaping darkness, but from actually navigating it. So think of a butterfly, like you're forged in the cocoon where the old self dissolves. It is the death of everything false so that only what is real may remain. It is the moment you discover that the darkness was never your enemy. It was your teacher, leading you to the truth of your soul. For many of you, God is going to want you to share your story to help others go through the dark night of the soul and to, help them awaken and give them encouragement, because it is a very dark place. When you're sharing your story, when new light workers are sharing your story, you're going to be sharing it from a healed, concept. You're not going to be sharing it from the victim concept. And this is why it's taken me so long to actually, I'm going to be sharing my story with you, because I wanted to make sure I'm sharing my story without having the emotional trauma, negativity attached to it. I want to share it from a very healed and forgiving place, because ultimately the people that were along in my journey were actually my teachers, and I cannot, have hate for them, because I remember this is a soul contract I signed up for. I signed up to experience this to help, my soul grow. So they are just players in this, I don't want to say game, but they're just the player in the story that I have to go through in order for my soul to evolve.